Hello, welcome my dear viewers to my channel. Madeline Korea here. I have got 1 kg of mackerels. Today I am going to make fish cutlets. Okay, very interesting recipe. And what you have to do first is clean the mackerels. See how I have done it. Clean the mackerels, wash it thoroughly in 2-3 waters, marinate with salt and turmeric. Look, and keep it for 2 hours. Just look at them. Which I have done it. Which I have done. Now I will put in a vessel and boil it. Okay, so the next step is after cleaning, marinating, you have to boil it. I'll come back to you. Yes. Only this, don't take wide angle you're taking. And now you see this water is salty, you have to throw it, okay? Just lift the mackerels and put it in the vessel. And no adding more salt, just little water you have to put. Twelve pieces I got for 1 kilo, and this is the water I will fill. When the milk gets cold, I will keep for curds. Medium flame, and see, just put little water that will cover this. Don't put much, okay? And cover it. Let it steam. At least for 15 minutes it has to, because I should be able to smash it. Let it boil for 10 minutes, okay? On slow flame, medium flame. I'll come back. Okay, now these are the ingredients, fresh ingredients I'm going to use to prepare okay, till by the time it gets boiled, I will show you the ingredients, okay? These are the fresh ingredients that I'm using, raw, okay? And there are powders also that I'll be using. That I will show you when I'm preparing the cutlets. Just have a fast look at the ingredients here below on the plate. For 1 kg of mackerels, I've taken 1 inch ginger and scraping it. Okay. 1 pod garlic finely chopped, 1 medium-sized onion chopped. This is 1 tomato finely chopped, ginger scraped 1 inch, 3 green chilies finely chopped, and coriander. Actually little more coriander I have to put because it's 1 kg of fish. I have heated this vessel and I am putting in 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Not tablespoon, this is serving spoon. I wanted more, that's why. I am going to do the seasoning, okay, of this freshly cut ingredients. Okay, put in the green chili, put in the chopped garlic. You can reduce the flame, you can reduce the heat. Now I will put the scraped ginger, put in the onions and fry. When the onions become translucent, you put in the tomatoes. Fry the tomatoes in this till it becomes soft. I will put some salt. Remember, you have put some salt in the fish while boiling it. Let it become soft. Now, as this gets cooked, I will remove the fish from the vessel. This is the way it has got. Take it out. I have to debone it very, very carefully. And this water I won't use, I will throw it because it will smell fishy. Little water so that the tomatoes become soft. Let it get cooked. Now I will debone the fish. I'll put it off. I put it off. Let it be in this vessel. Now you have to be very careful while deboning this. Okay. The main bones I will take out. The fine ones I will separate, okay? Just the thick flesh I'll take out. You have to do it very patiently. Even the gobro, like I don't know what they say in English, you can use that. I bought this because this was available in the market. Same recipe you can use for any other fish which you are using to prepare the won't taste. You blindfold somebody and give them the fish to eat, they will exactly tell you what fish it is. Understood? The edible fish. That is the taste. Every fish has its unique taste. And I learned to buy fish from my mother and mother-in-law. I used to go with them to the market and they taught me how the difference between different types of fish. It's good to learn, no? Then when you buy your own fish, and these were fresh in the market. And where I stay, we get fresh fish, so we don't have to bring frozen fish. Never. Market is nearby, and I enjoy buying. Choose my. See, you just see how nice it is. Fresh it was. That's why it is. And when it is boiled properly, it separates. So you have to keep it for 10-15 minutes on medium flame. And in fact, I got this fish cleaned in the market, but washed it at home. The stall where I buy fish, they are very cooperative. They definitely help in cleaning. I mean, the primary cleaning of the fish. That's an additional advantage for me, because I patronize one particular stall, you know. This skin also, you can put little. After cleaning the chunk of this, give me some time, have patience with me, because the finer bones I have to separate, so it requires lot of patience and time for that. And I'll come back to the kitchen. See, if you want to eat safely, enjoy good food, nutritious, you have to be very careful and be very patient, you know, very, very patient, especially when you are having fish food, because they mostly contain bones which are fine, thick. And as I told you, every fish has got its own wonderful taste. Next time I feel like cooking one particular fish, you know, small. It's called edlio in my language, Konkani. It's a silver color fish, small. You can make it dry with lot of scraped coconut and cuttings. I think in next video I will show that. And it is called suke, means dry. How we make vegetables, so we cook that fish like that. Sometimes people fry it plain, that also tastes good, crisp. Now this is a challenge for me, okay? The second cleaning of deboning it. I have to see that not a single bone remains. Because while preparing the cutlet, it may break the cutlet secondly, and it is not safe to eat with the bones, especially when kids eat and grown-ups also. Come. Okay, it's very easy to deboning of the bigger bones. Now these are the small little, see, it has to be removed because if it gets stuck up in your throat or mouth, and you can feel with your hands, see, you can feel small thorns. That's why I prefer, if you don't have patience, you buy the bigger fish with big bones. So it's very easy to sort it and you get flesh. Since I told you all fish have different tastes, that's why I chose to make it with the mackerels, because now I think all the bones are out. So I'll transfer this in another container. I transfer in another because I can mix it now with other ingredients. Dry masala I have to put, check for the salt, and the thing that I seasoned, that also has to be put. Done a good job. Look, so many I got. That's why I said you have patience. You have seen me deboning. Okay, so I'm mixing the seasoning in this, in the fish that is boiled and deboned. Okay, I bought bread from the market and I will soak 2 bread slices in water. 2 is enough. Let it get soaked. I am mixing in the chopped coriander. After this, I will put in the dry masala. Okay, squeeze the water from the breadcrumbs. In the dry masalas. This is my masala spoon. Okay, this is the measurement. It's not a teaspoon. Heaped. This is garam masala. That is, many ingredients have gone in this. 2 is enough. Turmeric. This is the dry coriander powder. 2. Okay, this is the pepper. These are all homemade powder. This is the cumin seed powder. Okay, I will mix this thoroughly with my hand. And I am not putting red chili powder because I have put lot of green masala. I mean chilies. It's optional. If you want, you can put. Now I will have to mix it thoroughly. Make everything one homogeneous mix, because this has to get mixed. All the dry masalas have to get mixed, the cuttings. Understood? If you feel it is little dry and you can add 1 egg for binding. See, and when you do this, you can make out if there are any more bones in that. See, I found. So that's why you have to use your palm. And you know, for the want of the taste of mackerels, I'm taking so much of trouble to debone it, just for the taste, heck of it, for the taste of it. So sometimes for the taste of the mackerels, you have to struggle. Okay, now there is something else I'll have to put. Wait, I'll check for the salt. Salt is just fine. I don't have to put more. Now I have to put vinegar. Just a minute, I'll wash my hands and come. Hmm? 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Mix it thoroughly. Salt is okay. Green chilies taste is okay. Everything is okay. Now I am finding it little dry, so I will mix in egg for binding. Mix it thoroughly. Yeah. See, you know, it should be in such a way like you can make balls and flatten it. Okay. Why I'm doing this, I want to check whether I can, this thing, see, it should not become like this. Okay, I'll put in 1. I want to show you whether this consistency is just enough to make the, it is not, because it's breaking. I will put in 1 more egg, nothing will happen. Okay, otherwise you put in some more water and some breadcrumbs, but the taste will vary. So this is the second egg, and I think it will be done. I will mix it. Actually, when you are mixing, you can understand the consistency. I cannot feel any more bones inside because this is what is. Mix it thoroughly. And then I'll prepare balls and flatten it in the shape of a cutlet. And then, you know, I have to roll it in the breadcrumbs which I have kept aside. I'll show you that. And I will count and tell you how many cutlets I got in this. Magit. Now I am rolling this in the breadcrumbs. See that the breadcrumbs are clean, because I did not make this in the house, but I bought it from the bakery. Okay, you can decide what the shape of the ball has to be. Okay, this is which comes in my palm. Okay, look. Actually, you can use can flatten. So you can this is the shape I like, because you can fry it. See how well. Okay, press it, fry, keep it. See, this is it's very easy to shape it in your hand. You know why I choose this? Because I can nicely, make the ball in my hand and put it on and I would prefer to use a knife, because I can flatten it very nicely at all, because my palms may not help in flattening it. Okay, turn it. Okay, like this, make all the balls, flatten it. And keep it. Do for all this. Press it nicely. I told you this dish requires lot of patience. Okay, flatten the ball. Use the knife. You know why? The broad end of the knife will give it good pressure to press it and have a beautiful shape. See that the edges are sealed. Otherwise they'll break in the pan and then spoil the oil, and oil will be messed up. See. So I think you have understood how to make the balls and flatten it. Come, shoot. See, it has to fit. Press it nicely with your fingers, and I'll bring it on the and it looks beautiful, if you make all same sizes. Very nice. You choose to make big or small, it depends upon. Look. Keep it. Okay. Come, I'm keeping in the fridge because it has to be kept half an hour in the fridge before I fry. You can keep it longer also, but now since I want to eat for lunch, I'm in a hurry to keep it for half an hour and fry.
Wait.
Let it be there for half an hour. Just. Come, let's go and fry. On the induction, not on the gas. Now this is the final. Okay? I'll start the on. Alright, touch. No. Pressure cook. Sorry. 900. You know, I like this ladle, this is iron ladle, my favorite. In fact, it's my mom's. I'll put in the coconut oil. Three, 4, 5. If I need more, I will let it become hot. Now to see if the oil is hot. It's hot. Now look, very delicate. I will reduce further. Okay, and let it be done on slow because it is pre-cooked. It's only that I want it to get golden brown. So now the pan is hot. So you just put it, let it fry, become crisp on both sides. And since the binding of the egg is there, it has to cook further. Okay, let it take its own time. So it will not stick to the pan because there is oil, hot oil on all sides. Let it take its time because I have put it on slow flame. And my dear viewers, I must tell you, for 1 kg fish of mackerels, I got 18 plus 18, 36. Don't you think it's a very nice thing to prepare and eat in the house? It's only that you have to take little trouble to go get this. And you can enjoy afternoon, night. Have it with whatever you want, with your dinner or as a snack with some of you like to eat with sauce. Anything, choice is yours ultimately. But I know that there's right amount of salt and ingredients. Optional, I told you, you can put red chili powder, which I have not put because especially for fish cutlet and chicken cutlet, I don't like red chili powder. The rest all masalas I have. I will, no, little more. Let it move by itself. These are all delicate fry. Yes. Let it fry. Actually, I don't like to put in the center because my movement is restricted. Next time I won't put in the center. You know why? Because my movement is restricted. hurry. The pan also has to get tempered, no? It has to move freely like this. I think the center one is cooked. I'll get a pan. The center one is cooked. Now next batch when I put, I will see that I don't put. I don't put it in the center because see, this is the movement is restricted. Okay. See, I don't want it to get stuck here. It happens sometimes. Let it be. That's why while binding it, you have to nicely press and bind it. Remember, your cuttings also have to be finer. Fine. I'll put. This is over. See, it is moving. I'm sweating. Yeah. I'm okay, I can see the oil. I won't put in the center because I need free movement to turn the that all the cutlets get justice in being fried, okay? Because that, so you can lower the heat, increase the heat. Don't allow the stuff to be burnt. Rest I'll fry later on. I think this much is enough for our lunch. About 16 I have fried. That's enough. I'll take out and put the gas off. Oh, I mean the induction. Tip while cooking and frying. The tip is, whatever you're frying, you have to remove from the pan. The oil has to be hot. After removing from the pan, then you can put off the gas, not before that, because the oil will siphon back into the food. Okay, now I will put it off. It's off. Okay, I think, and the remaining I'll fry later.